The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl. Okay, well, not quite just yet, but we're going to the playoffs. Very fun stuff. Yeah, I know it was against Detroit, but still, an awesome day when your quarterback can get taken out at the half because of how much you're up by, and then you start scoring even more immediately after. Always a good day. Let's talk about what happened and how they were just so incredibly dominant in this one. I figured let's just start with a very early on play because, let's be honest, that's the last time this game was somewhat close. This is going to be a cover 2 zone that the Detroit Lions are in. And it's a 3rd down and 4 right here. It's kind of an important play in the game, because the Lions just got a sack on 3rd down that got called back because of a 5-yard penalty. I guess this was probably the most important, the biggest swing of the game, which happens a minute and 10 seconds in. But, Godwin's going to sit down in coverage sort of underneath where there should be a way where he can get this 1st down. This is it's a pretty simple route. But once this ball is snapped, what you're going to notice is that for Godwin, a Detroit Lion defender notices this and is going to try to break in and just not allow Brady to be able to make this throw. That's what he's attempting to do here. Also on the top of the screen, I can't read the number. I'm not sure if it looks like 92 or 98, but I don't want to call out the wrong guy. So the Detroit Lion defender in that area, though, he's not really doing what I would recommend here, which is sitting back and doing nothing. He appears to be trying to make sure that Brady doesn't rush for the 1st down, but you're playing zone coverage and it's Tom Brady. I think you're better off, rushing the passer. I think that would help you be able to make this play a little bit better. So not great from the Lions, but back to Godwin. He notices that a Lion defender is coming in to try and take away this play, but Godwin also knows that there's plenty of these little pockets in coverage past the 1st down marker, and if he just runs over to Brady's left, he'll be more open. So that's what he does. He gets over there. Brady pump fakes, eventually just fires it to Godwin, and they're able to get the 1st down. Again, not the biggest play in the world, but it was a big play at the time because it kind of set the tone, and they were able to do a lot more with it. What capped off that drive was this play. It's zone coverage again, and you have Gronkowski who's just running a deep route. And I do feel like a lot of what worked for Tampa Bay was just they have better players than the Lions do. That's as simple as it gets sometimes, is just be more talented, and they were in a lot of different areas. And this one's a good example where Gronkowski's running a deep route to the right, and there's only one safety deep, so this is going to be a one-on-one matchup, and that's what Tampa Bay is trying to create. Brady takes the snap, and he's going to look in that direction and throws in that direction. And as you see, there's not really much separation, but that's fine because it's Rob Gronkowski. He's 6'7". He's a tough guy to win a jump ball against, and quite frankly, for Tampa Bay, they'll take these opportunities 10 out of 10 times just because they're good at these types of plays. That's the reality of the situation. He's going up against Tracy Walker, who is 6'1". You have, half a foot on the guy. That's a good situation. So, of course, you're going to want to do this. Walker has had some good years in the past. This year hasn't been one of them. He's giving up a passer rating currently of 139.2. That's not good. So Tampa Bay taking advantage of it by throwing up the jump ball to Gronkowski. And also watch, it's a perfect throw. That certainly helps, and you're able to get the touchdown. Just a, good throw, good play by Gronkowski, and good decision. This play was a clear example of Detroit Lions bad. Let's be honest, that was a good part of this game, was the Detroit Lions did not exactly have a perfect game. They just didn't. While I do want to give Tampa Bay credit, and I think they deserve credit even for beating up a bad defense, you do have to bring up the fact that it was a bad defense. And on this play, it's a cover 3 zone, and Godwin's route on this one, it's usually what you do when you have a crossing route with another receiver. So typically Mike Evans, who's lined up to Tom Brady's right, he would run a crossing route over the middle, and Godwin's route is just to push the safety deep. That's not really what Evans is doing. He's instead just going to kind of sit down in coverage in there. So I'm not entirely sure if this was just a mistake by Evans or if they just saw something on tape and they said, hey, the safety sometimes sits down. Let's just have a receiver run deep and see what happens. I think probably it was just, something went wrong. But either way, it's going to work out for Tampa Bay because once this play starts, again, the safety, he comes down. He doesn't stay deep, which now allows Godwin to kind of be open since the safety, who was supposed to be there, stayed in the middle of the field, which allowed Godwin to run past him. Maybe this was even an option route. I don't know. It's hard to really say because we don't get to hear the play calls. We don't know exactly what's supposed to happen. We just see what ends up happening. But also, at this point, it's still not a guarantee for it to be a completion. I mean, there are 2 Detroit defensive backs who could run over and make this play. It's going to have to be a good throw, and Godwin is going to have the speed to run by them. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing about football, I feel like, in a lot of ways that a lot of people don't talk about is, yes, opponents are going to make mistakes, and bad opponents will make more mistakes. But it's up to you to take advantage of those mistakes in the biggest ways possible. And Tampa Bay did a great job of not just taking advantage of Detroit's mistakes to get 15-yard plays, but instead to get 30 or 40-yard plays. As you see, it's a perfect throw. Godwin makes the grab. Big play. This one was another big play. It's going to be man coverage this time with 1 safety deep. It's a cover 1 hole play. And so, the sidelines deep could be open. And that's the thing for Tampa Bay is, yeah, they have a huge advantage going up against the Detroit Lions cornerbacks, but the reality is they're always going to have that advantage. They have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown. That's a huge advantage. So on a play like this, it is, Evans and Brown. They're both running deep in that same area. A lot of teams won't do this. A lot of teams just like to have one guy do that, but they're having them both do it because they just trust that each guy will sort of know where to go on this one. And also watch Brady before the ball is snapped, or we'll watch him once the ball is snapped. Watch where he looks. See how he looks to his left? He was never throwing it to his left. He has no intention of doing that. But now, when you look at Evans, the safety has moved to Brady's left, which means all he has to do is outrun his assigned man. He just has to use speed here. And I do feel like Mike Evans is maybe the, his speed is incredibly underrated. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about his speed when you're talking about assets of his game. I think part of it is he's 6'5" and he has long strides, so you kind of don't realize how fast he is by watching him. He's kind of deceptively fast in that way. I mean, he's not exactly Tyreek Hill, but he can move. And watch how he just blows by that defensive back. Almost like didn't even try at the end there, still was able to get the touchdown. I also think he maybe did looked like there was maybe a little push off, kind of hard to see from this angle. But, Mike Evans is kind of the king of the slight push off to know he won't get a call. And it was a perfect throw from Brady once again. I mean, he's throwing dimes 30 yards down the field. Just incredible. I'll break down a Blaine Gabbert play as well. Why not? This one, it was zone coverage. It's a cover 3 zone. I'm not entirely sure why the Detroit Lions loved to play cover 3 zone so much. Kind of a bit of an odd choice because, it wasn't working. Then again, man wasn't working. Maybe they could have put 2 safeties deep, but that didn't really work out too well either. Basically, nothing worked. But yeah, one incredible issue that they're going to have here is they're really expecting a run here. I think because Gabbert is in, they're expecting him to just sort of run out the clock, but there's still a half left, so you have to be expecting a pass potentially. You got to at least think it could be an option. Watch, Gabbert takes the snap. He's going to step back, and you notice the linebacker is completely get out of position. It looks like a play action, even though it isn't, because of how they do get out of position like that. Gronkowski is as open as you will ever see a player get. Now, Tampa Bay has Godwin and they have Evans on either side of the field, so I understand why the 2 defensive backs who are deep are kind of covering those 2 guys, but the safety is in Canada right now. He's just very far deep, so this just makes things too easy with the linebackers so far in. Blaine Gabbert can make this throw 10 out of 10 times. And when you're giving up situations where Blaine Gabbert can beat you 10 out of 10 times, usually not a great thing. But, give credit to Tampa Bay again. It was a good throw from Gabbert. Gronkowski did a good job getting there quickly, getting into the end zone. But it's hard to watch that play and not say anything other than Detroit Lions defense, get it together. So, yeah, I mean, awesome game, awesome win. It feels great. As a Buccaneers fan, it just feels awesome that we're in the playoffs. It's been forever. The last time we made the playoffs, I was, that was 2007, so I was 12 years old. Now we're back in the postseason. It's been far too long, and it should be a lot of fun. The last time we won a playoff game, that was the Super Bowl in 2002 when I was 7 years old. The last quarterback to play in a playoff game for Tampa Bay was Jeff Garcia. That's how long we're talking ago. So, for all the Bucs fans watching this, we got through the Josh Freeman years. We got through the year with McCown and Glennon. The Jameis Winston years certainly had their moments, but I think we're all glad to be past that at this point as well. Even the Ryan Fitzpatrick thing was fun, but still, the Tom Brady year so far has been a lot more fun. We're in the playoffs. It's cool, I think. So yeah, definitely very fun. What do you guys think? Let me know what you thought of this game. Let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.